Up at night? Well, this morning, Dr. Steven from the Village Chiropractic and Healing Arts Center is in with some sound advice for a good night's sleep. And who doesn't need a good night's sleep these days? Doctor, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It seems like as Americans work more and more and on harder and harder hours, they seem to get less and less sleep.
It's absolutely true. And over a period of time, we become sleep deprived, and it can significantly impact the quality of our health.
What are some of the things that you see in patients that are not getting enough sleep?
You know, typically the most common symptoms we see are just people complaining of irritability, moodiness, fatigue during the day, but even more significantly, it could affect our productivity at work and at home. It can affect the way that we act, the way that we feel, and it can affect our concentration, our memory, and even our reaction time.
Okay, there's no doubt everybody wants to get more sleep. I don't know a single soul on this earth that doesn't. However, I feel like a lot of it is timing. We don't feel like a lot of us have kids and they want to, we want to get sleep, but we don't ever have enough time to really sit there and get a full 7 or 8 hours of sleep plus. What do you suggest for those people?
To start off with, there's basically 3 cardinal rules to getting a good night's sleep or getting into a pattern of good sleep. You want to try as best as possible to go to sleep at the same time and awaken the same time the next morning. 7 days a week, 365 days a year. But, you know, that's not always possible. But you can make up sleep. You can't do it in a day or so. But if you're sleep deprived, over a period of weeks, if you develop a better pattern of sleep, your sleep-wake cycle will be more regular, and the positive benefits or the recuperative benefits of sleep can be ultimately restored.
What about good old-fashioned sleeping pills? A lot of Americans take them, millions take them to try and get to sleep, to try and stay asleep. You say what to those as a remedy?
You know, Bob, that's a great question because, you know, we see so many more commercial advertisements of sleeping pills and print articles about sleeping pills. But the reality is, if you're taking, I'm not an advocate of taking sleeping pills for extended periods of time because the quality of sleep that you get from a chemically induced pill is not the same quality as a naturally occurring occurrence. The restorative power is diminished because you don't pace through your sleep cycles the same way as you do in natural occurring sleep.
So what are some of the tips that you have for folks to get that natural occurring sleep?
Okay. First and foremost, as everyone knows, exercise on a regular basis. Studies show that people that exercise on a regular basis enjoy good sleep. They get 8 hours or more sleep per night, and their sleep is more restful. You want to make sure they eat properly. Avoid eating a heavy meal 4 or 5 hours before you go to sleep. Avoid caffeine, alcohol, you know, within hours of going to sleep, because some of us
avoid all the things that keep you awake.
Well, what happens is, you know, some of us think that caffeine and alcohol don't really preclude us from falling asleep. I have no problem with that, but the reality is it changes the quality of our sleep. We don't sleep as well through our REM cycles, and so the benefits of sleep are just not there.
The restorative qualities that you get when you're sleeping.
Exactly.
All right, so very interesting stuff here this morning. Thanks for joining us. Dr. Horowitz will be back with us in our 8 o'clock hour with more natural ways to get a good night's rest. And until then, you can find out more by going to WPVF.com and looking under the Scene on 25 section.